Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Um in the last class, we talked about uh, different questions of a class activity. We had 10 questions into that class activity, and we have answered all the questions within that class activity. The one and only component was left, and it was related to the relation between elasticity of demand with total revenue. When a product is more elastic, then what must be a strategy a firm should follow in order to increase its revenue? Whereas if a firm experience its product as to be less elastic, then what must be its strategy to increase its revenue, right? So I have just established one particular, two different cases of two different products. The first case is that the action is price over here. Initially it was 25 and later on it was increased from 25 to 30, right? The moment when price was 25 at point A, the consumers were demanding 300 units. Eventually, when price was increased from 25 to 30 at point B, then the quantity demanded is decreased from 300 to 200, right? So in case when price is increased, the quantity demanded is decreased, right? Let us find out the change in quantity demanded. It should be quantity demanded at point B minus quantity demanded at point A. Now let's find out change in price. It should be price at point B minus price at point A. We cannot find out the value of change in quantity demanded at point A and change in price at point A. The reason behind it that we are not given the values of the price and quantity demanded before the point A. Since we are not given the point which is earlier to A, that is why we cannot find out the values at point A of change in quantity demanded and change in price. Okay. Now let's take a different, let's take a ratio of change in quantity demanded to the change in price. Like change in quantity demanded is minus 100 and the change in price is 5, the ratio is minus 20. Okay. Now let's divide price upon quantity demanded at point A. It is 25 divided by 300. The answer is 0.08. Now let us divide 30 upon 200 to obtain answer as 0.15. Okay, at point A we can find out elasticity of demand with respect to price by multiplying minus 20 with 0.08. At point A, elasticity of demand is minus 1.6667, right? Now let's consider point B. We multiply minus 20 with 0.15 to obtain answer minus 3. So you could see that at point A, now let's add one more column over here, and it should be absolute value of elasticity of demand with respect to price. Okay. So when you say it is absolute value, let's write a formula over here, ABS. ABS means absolute value. I've selected this cell, which is H3, and then press enter. So you could see that the negative value by taking absolute is turned to positive. Got my point? The other negative value has also turned to positive, right? Now let's find out total revenue. The formula for total revenue is to multiply price with the quantity. So price is at point A, it is 25, and quantity demanded at point A is 300. The multiplication or the product of the both is 7,500. Okay. Now let's multiply price at point B with the quantity demanded at point B. So the answer is 6,000. Okay. When you look at 1.6667, it is greater than in plus 1, but it is less than plus infinity. Look at the elasticity at point B. You can see that at point B, it is greater than 1, but it is less than plus infinity. In both cases, the elasticity of demand with respect to price at point A is more elastic, at point B is more elastic. In both cases, elasticity of demand is more elastic. Okay, now consider this argument. When a firm is supplying or manufacturing a more elastic product, and a firm wants to increase its revenue, then a firm must reduce the price for its product if it wants to increase its revenue. As into present case, you could see that when the price is increased from 25 to 30, when price is increased, in case of more elastic product, you could look at the revenue. Earlier at price 25, it was 7,500, but when the price is increased, the revenue for the firm is decreased from 7,500 to 6,000. So the punchline is that whenever a firm is supplying or manufacturing a more elastic product, in that case, if it wants to increase its revenue, then it must decrease or cut down the price for its product, right? If a firm does not cut down its price or it increases the price for its product, in that case, it has to face decrease into its revenue. The sales will come down, the revenue of the firm would come down. Eventually, it could lead towards losses to the firm. Therefore, a firm must cut down its price if it is producing more elastic product, right? Now let's move towards the case number 2. The price for the product is 30, consumer is demanding 300 units, and from 30 price it is increased to 45, which is actually the 50% increase in the price of a product. Resultantly, quantity demanded is decreased quite uh, meagerly. It is decreased slowly. It is not decreased as much as the price is increased, right? So consumer is responding to the uh, increase in price by cutting down its quantity demanded, but the response from the consumer side is quite slow. It is quite less, right? Let us find out the change. At the initial points, we cannot find out change in price and change in quantity demanded. Quantity demanded at point B is 250 minus quantity demanded at point A is 300. The answer is minus 50, which is change in quantity demanded. To find out change in price, we have to subtract price at point A from price at point B. The answer is 15. Change in quantity demanded, which is minus 50, divided by change in price, which is 15. The answer is minus 3.3333. We reduce it up to 4 decimals. Okay, let's find out the ratio of price to the quantity demanded. Let's divide 30 upon 300. We'll obtain 0.1 as an answer. Let's divide 45 upon 250. The answer is 0.18. Okay, let's find out price elasticity of demand. It is change in quantity demanded divided by change in price multiply by price over quantity demanded at point A. It is minus 0 tetra 3. Okay, now look at the elasticity of demand with respect to price at point B. Let's multiply minus 3 tetra 3 with 0.18 to obtain answer as minus 0.6. Okay, so elasticity of demand at point A is minus 0 tetra 3, and at point B it is minus 0.6 triple zero. So let's take an absolute value of elasticity of demand. So you could see that the absolute value for minus 0 tetra 3 is 0 tetra 3 positive, and positive 0.6 triple zero for minus 0.6 triple zero. Now let's find out total revenue. The price at point A is 30, multiply by quantity at point A is 300. The revenue is 9,000. Let's multiply 45, which is price at point B, with quantity demanded at point B, which is 250, and the answer is 11,250. So when you look at the elasticity of demand with respect to price at point A and at point B separately, you could find out that the elasticity is showing that it is less than 1, but it is greater than 0. Hence, the relation between price and quantity demanded is less elastic. In that case, you are looking at the prices from 30 to 45, the price is increased, and resultantly, the revenue is also increased from 9,000 to 11,250. So, the conclusion is, the punchline is, when any firm is producing less elastic product, and if it wants to increase its revenue, in that case a firm has to increase the price for its product when it wants to increase its revenue, right? But in case if it is producing less elastic product, and if it reduces the price for its product, in that case the revenue will fall, right? For less elastic product, cutting down the price for the product is not a beneficial solution if it wants to increase its revenue, right? So the punchline is that whenever a firm is producing more elastic product, in that case cutting down price for a product will be more beneficial for the firm, as the sales or the revenue would increase for the firms. But if a firm is producing less elastic product, in that case, if a firm wants to increase the revenue for its product, in that case a firm will have to increase the price for its product if it wants to enjoy the rise in the revenue for its product. So up till here, the concept of elasticity is completed. I'm gonna discuss the new chapter right after some time. Thank you very much for this particular session.